All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining the group or the subscription channel. Well, this time in this video, it's going to be the third footage. So we will be talking about setting a goals. In this video, I have come up with the fourth topic that we're going to be discussing today, and the topic is going to be setting our goals, or say structuring our goals for whatever the missions that we have it. Right. So the first thing we're going to look into is creating info platform. Right. And the second one would be build your team. The third one is going to be build your missions platform. And the last one is going to be create a channel or a funnel, right? Uh, that's to capture information basically. So, structuring our goals. I'm going to talk about here what we are going to structure. So, in this entire podcast, I'm going to be talking about my goals, right? And like we have mentioned earlier, I'm going to be talking about my goals, but at the same time, you can implement your goals, right? Because I do not have any idea about what kind of things that you want to structure for your goals or what is the missions that you have it. Our product line may not be the same, but I believe that the process, the patterns, it's all going to be the same. So mostly I will be discussing about my mission, which you can relate with your mission to, and then as we have mentioned earlier, you can always extract the good things and the best things for you from what I do. Okay, so setting up goals. So why do we need to set a goals? As we have discussed earlier, uh, the goal is really important because that set a lines for how much or when, and uh, to give a kind of a little limitations on everything that we do, we want to set a goals. So setting up a goals is not that hard. It just we have to understand where our mission is accomplished. And to draw that, we have discussed that in the past, the last video, the footage too. You might want to go and check it. And there we have mentioned about the exit plan, why we need to have an exit plan. So when we have this exit plan drawn, we will be able to set up proper goals for each phrase or each phase of this process. Okay, so now the moving towards our four topics for today. The first one is creating info platform. So what do I mean by creating info platform? It's like creating information platform. So whenever you are creating a missions or a goal, right, you want to have a platform where you will be able to share with people. For example, this YouTube channel is one of these platform for me or for you to learn, for me to share, right? So very similarly, we want to create a platform, information about what we do for our clients or for our customers, for our users or for our viewers or for our listeners or people who follow you based on what you do. So they need information. So you gotta have a kind of a platform for your all information. That could be number one easy thing is if you are into podcasts or if you want to create a video contents and all, YouTube and Instagram and all those social media platforms are good for you. And the other one would be if you are into product lines, if you want to create a service or some sorts of a kind of a business platform, then the first thing would be to create a website, and it's very cheap. And you can start with your own creations using WordPress theme or WordPress website. And if you want to create a website for just for information, I usually do a website for with WordPress because I don't want to create any other platform, which I would be required to do a lot of front end work and do like coding things. So instead of that, just for basic information, I would like to drag and drop and add my contents, for just general information. If anything has to be done in the platform, that's a different phase where you will need a team to help you out. Or if you can do it yourself, that's great, right? So the first thing is create your content platforms where you will be able to interact with people or to your audience on what you are doing or what you want to do. Okay, so that would be a website or any platform, social media platform that could be, or that can be a YouTube channel like this. So the second thing is build your team. So if you want to create some sorts of like an e-commerce platform, or if you want to create a business related to anything, it's not necessarily has to be a website or internet related things. It could be even a farm, or if it could be a kitchen or a restaurant service or anything, any business. Basically, you need a team. So now, how do you get a team? Right? Getting a team is really, really tough and hard, because earlier we have discussed about that. When you try to start this journey, you will not find people at all who is gonna be very supportive with you. So at the end, it just like the old saying, if you wanna run fast, you gotta run alone. But if you wanna run far, you need a team. So in our business or in our mission, we want to run far, right? So we need to create a team. So I'm not going to be discussing you about any physical establishment, but most of them is going to be cloud-based or say a virtual, which is going to be internet-related business, right? So, and that's kind of a more of a trending things nowadays. So it's more of the future. I'm not saying that farming and all this kitchen business is not a future, but it is. But in this topic, we want to discuss about the uh, the electronic stuff, which is going to be the digital stuff, right? The internet stuff. So how do we create a team for you, let's say for your e-commerce or your web-based business, right? First thing is, it's going to be hard to get a support from your family members or your friends or your siblings. It's going to be hard. So uh, like I have mentioned earlier, uh, you need you can actually start a team from a platform, from like a freelancer platform. We have a lot of guys who can contribute toward your missions with affordable price, um, and something like $5 per hour. Well, you actually do not need people to work for like a 40 hour when you are about to start. You actually need them to work maybe like a 10 to 20 hour a week, if you really, really do not need, like, just maybe 5 hours to help you on something that you would like them to help you out on. For example, the main thing would be building a WordPress website for you, or writing a contents for you, right? But I would say it is good to learn those by self. If you learn, then you necessarily don't have to rely on when you need a little setup here and there. So it is good to learn, and it's very easy to learn. And it's gonna take you about like 2 days to 3 days to learn a website, to how to do your basic content, blog site, or update your uh, portfolio through the WordPress platform, right? So usually, if I need it for something like that, then I usually approach Fiverr, because it's gonna be it's kind of a more affordable for me, and at the same time, if I'm sleeping, all right, I need to rest sometime, right? So at that point of time, there are people who are working for me or helping me out on accomplishing my mission. So they do work in the nighttime. So I just assign on my daytime. They finish the work in the nighttime, and they delivered for me in the morning. And that is like the whole work is processing fast. If you all work together, things can be done faster. So usually I approach Fiverr. Uh, it's good to assign people like a small task and go one or twice, and then if you're confident with them, just set them up for a longer kind of journey with them to work on building up this task for you. And so one of the good thing about using Fiverr is that not only Fiverr and freelancer platform is that like earlier I was discussing you about how to build your credit score, right? So when you are doing this kind of digital transaction, you can use those credit card actually, and not even like you don't even have to spend like a lot of money on it, and it's easy to pay back or pay back to your credit card company, so, and that helps you to build your credit score. At the same time, use your expenses on that card for just Fiverr purpose only, or like freelancer payments. So let's say if you want to do create a website actually, then you just have to approach one or two guys who would be interesting and just share them your what is your end goals on it, so they can set their mind to work with you. They would be willing to work with you a long time, and also to try to contact some guys who can help you out on your contents, right? And also there are some people who does coach you on uh, business or strategies or marketing plan things. I've never used them because I really do not think that uh, they meet my demands. So I randomly just do my own research, and if needed, then I just do go and approach people that I know to help me out on the things that I would need for to establish my business, right? So build your team is the second thing, and the third thing we're going to talk about is build your mission platform, right? So build your mission platform. That is the third thing, right? So uh, when you are building your mission platform, you need to actually structure uh, the entire things so that you have a clear vision of what you are going to do to accomplish that mission. So the first thing was, uh, as we have discussed earlier, you structure your goals, right? In my case, I have to structure TENMIS goals, right? And then the goals can be, the mission is one, the goal can be many, right? And then the first thing that I needed for TENMIS is to create the platform. So now I have a website, I'm building up the apps, and I'm still writing on it, coding it whenever I have the time. If not, then I ask for some guys who can help me out on developing the platform for me. And so the third thing that we were talking about was build your mission platform. This mission platform includes a few steps, but here I have wrote down like a 5 kind of major step for now. And the first one would be your business plan, right? The second one would be your business strategy that meet your end goals, right? Each goal has a strategy, and to accomplish that goal, right, which is contributing towards the mission, you need to actually have the strategy to accomplish that goal. And the third thing is validating your product and service by research. So if you do not really have a time to go and ask people the questions, there is a lot of information in Google. Not only in Google, you can just go to Yelp and see how people give a feedback for things which they have used. For example, if you are into e-commerce, or if you're into e-commerce, go to any e-commerce website that could be eBay or Amazon, and look how people give feedback on each product and understand uh, what does the customer wants. So for example, if you want to be an e-commerce person, right, doing your business in e-commerce, and you want to know if your product is going to be good, your idea is going to be good, or what would be the customer demand, just go through some random products based very similar to your concept, your idea. You will be able to read hundreds and hundreds of reviews of people that what they expect from that kind of a product. So at the end, when you read about like a 50 to 60 reviews, you will be able to conclude, make a conclusion on what would be the kind of product or the services your customers, your audience will be expecting from you. So basically, you need a random research before you actually invest in a lot of time and money and resource and everything, right? So, and the fourth one is discuss with people. So when you have, let's say, about when you go through about like 100 feedbacks from Google reviews, which is very similar to your product or e-commerce product or anything, there is a review everywhere. If I want to know about like if my on-demand platform is good or not, I'm just gonna go and check with the Uber, Airbnb, or say anything related with on-demand business service. What does the customer expect? Do they want in terms of the platform? Do they have issues with the platform, or do they have issues with the supply side? Or do they have the issues with availability of the service in the area, or do they have concerns and issues with the pricing? And also at the same time, I do go and read about as for like Ubers or Airbnb hosts, if they have any issues with the company, what are the kind of obstacles that they are going through, and so similarly for Uber, that what is the issues that the drivers are facing. It's because at the end, like I have said, like the platform is going to be the same, the system is almost the same. It just the product line is different. So uh, and the key to tweak around on this product line is not that hard, but basic thing, the main foundation, you got to understand that things, and understanding those things, you will be able to now approach the real time for the real time to people. So let's say, for example, you create you have your own review, so you're ready and you have your own product, and so what you're going to do is pay somebody, like just have a coffee with them, buy a coffee or lunch or dinner, and just ask. People wouldn't mind at all. Say, for example, if you're into commerce, just go to a kind of a grocery store and ask them, like, one of the managers or one of the staff who work in the grocery store, and tell them, hey man, I'm going to buy you a lunch. And I want to ask you something. This is something I have observed. You don't necessarily have to introduce your product, but just ask them their opinion, because one is in a virtual and one is kind of a face-to-face real-time interaction. So you will be able to get more input on validating your goals and your mission, right? And if you are trying to have a product fit market, then you will be able to get more real-time informations from the real people. Okay, so the last one, it's it's about keep records of all the feedback, right? When somebody gives you feedback, never think from here, think from here, right? Your passion should be from here, your mission should be here, but your goals has to be from your head, because it's a small things which is accumulating to succeed your mission. So you have to think from here but feel from your heart, so that if it's not good at the end, you can make the decision to go forward or not. So how does that help you to make the decision? By keeping the record, reviewing it again and again. You have to review many times. All right, and that's when you will be able to uh, launch a product in a very low cost. At the same time, you will be able to validate your product, if that fits in the market, if somebody is there who would demand or who would want to use your product, right? And the last one would be create a channel or a funnel, right? To capture information. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is create a funnel, right? Create a funnel or create a channel. So a channel could be, for example, you have your website and you have a newsletter, kind of little email address option, where if they would like to hear about more about or know about your business or your whatever your mission is about, if they want to interact with you in future or they want to learn more about you, try to have an options that you can capture those information. Those informations are very good for marketing, because they are the real followers who actually voluntarily give their information so that you can share to them. They have an interest on your product, so they are the one, your first priority people, who will validate everything that you do, and they are the one who's going to be following you. So if you do not have this system to capture their information, you will not be able to get to your things moving fast and have the audience to market your product in the future. So the first thing first is to create a funnel. A funnel, which I don't mean to say that go ahead and do a social media marketing, do a Google ads, or buy this click funnel things and all. No, create your own newsletter subscription thing and subscribe to a service called Mailchimp. Mailchimp is free for up to 2,000. This is not an ad campaigns or anything like that. It's just a product that sometimes I use it, uh, or say whenever I have to do this kind of marketing research campaign. I use them because they just give you like for 2,000 contact list uh, for free. Yeah, so you can use those kind of services that you don't necessarily have to pay. Okay, so with that, once you capture those informations, when you are about to go for your beta version of your product, or you want to go live with the product, or if you want to, some of your users may want to test your product. It's really good to go and selling it to random people. It's no use. It's gonna go waste. But people who are your patron, who has given you their information, if you're going to be giving them to test your product, to try your product, they will be much happier, and they will be your contributor, your witness. Basically, they can give you a genuine feedback on your product. So these are the kind of things that you would like to capture, right? So in this video, there are 4 things that we have discussed, right? The 4 things are: number 1 is create info platform and a website, right? Or any sorts of interactions platform. So that could be your Instagram, or you could be your Twitter, or it could be your uh, YouTube channel, right? That's number 1. Number 2 is build your team. So initially, you don't want to start with a lot of manpower. So just ask some virtual assistant, and they could help you out on mapping whatever the requirements are, building your entire platform for you, right? And the third thing is uh, build your mission platform. Like the mission platform would gonna be, the first thing was business plan, right? And the business plan, everything. If you just search in Google, like uh, business plan template or a sample, you will be able to see a list of business plan samples and templates as well. You just have to change the word here and there, and it's going to be much easier, good experience for you. You don't have to hire a lawyer or kind of a profession for that. Do your own thing. At the end, if you fail, it's just going to be a learning thing for you, right? There is no failure. It's about always learning, right? It just, people think that, okay, I lost things, and you don't want to continue. Well, it's not about losing. It's about gaining. Actually, you learn those informations. Nobody's going to provide those informations to you for free, but you learn yourself. You're right. So you must appreciate and tap yourself, for doing that great things. Okay, so, and the third thing was to build your mission platform. The fourth one is to capture informations and create a funnel or a channel, right? So if you're a YouTuber, like I would say, please do subscribe to this channel and give a shout out to your friends if they if you really think that it's going to be helpful for them. Just shout out for me, and I'll really appreciate for that. And also, you can always comment and ask me questions, and let's keep things engaging. It's always good to be an active, right? And uh, do not try to spend much money. Have a budget, have the maximum that you can. Let's say to start with, until you finalize your product, what is the product fit, market fit product. You don't want to spend, I would say, no more than $200 to $300. If you want to keep a maximum 500, it is good enough. Unless you're not manufacturing kind of a whole physical product like a phone or cars or anything like that. Everything, if it's virtual product, then it's like a kind of a service platform, or like a doing whatever it is available to use and consume through online platform. I think to do a market fit product, it's not going to be that expensive. The only thing that's going to be expensive is that when you realize that the product is something that you are really interested with, and you want to move forward, and you want to experiment, and you want to start building it up, that's where it's going to cost you a little bit. But I can share you, and I will share you how I do things, right? Earlier I have spent a lot of about like I tried to build up a business. I just almost got bankrupt myself and swiped the card as much as I can, but then I spent about like a 35,000. What I gained, just knowledge. Did I build a product? To some extent, I was able to launch the product. I was able to, but it gave me a lot of information about what I have did and what could I have done. So it's always a kind of learning curve. And so as an entrepreneur or people who has a mission in life, you should never give up. Like there is a say always, the only day when you lose is when you leave, right? So you don't want to give up anything at all. If it's anything related to something that you are passionate about, just hold it, right? There is a day, there is a night, everything comes in time. So don't worry about it. When things are not happening fast, don't worry about it. Things got stable and strong when they are, you know, uh, uh, when you net it for more longer time, things go for better things. It just that the only reason why many people give up because the vision that they have it, right? It's not structured properly. That is the reason why I want to discuss or say I was trying to share you from this video that why do we need to set up a structure our goals, because goals are are a part of your mission, and there would be a few goals like product research goals and planning goals for a short term, long term, and also what would be your staff or team, right? Short term contributor, long term contributor. So you got to structure all these goals to make sure that when all these goals are set, your missions is going to be accomplished, right? So at the end, what we are looking is to make sure that we don't give up because of something we miss it out, right? All right, with that, I hope this video content is quite going to be helpful for you. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, if you'd like to share, I would really, really appreciate that, because I'm not here. I just don't want to be the talker here and not the listener, right? I want to listen from you and I want to hear from you too. And for your success, I want to contribute as much as I can. All right, then. With that, I hope to see you on the next video. And if you have any questions, always feel free and do subscribe to this channel.